Well, this is my next RC project. It's a Radio Shack Golden Arrow. I picked this one up on eBay. It's in mediocre, fair condition. I think I got it for like $25. That included the shipping. I have another one of these. This one did not have the rear wing. Well, I've got another body for it. This other one that is in pieces, the chassis, but I plan to use this body on this one. I could probably, the other one I could probably piece together, but I can make one good one for sure. The Golden Arrow is my second most favorite RC buggy of all time. The first would be the Radio Shack Black Phantom, aka Nico Dictator. I like the bodies on the Radio Shack versions of these RC buggies. But the Golden Arrow represents, in my opinion, one of the toughest two-wheel drive frame buggies, the early frame buggies that were ever created. The plastic versions, anyway. Of course, there have been metal version Tamiya's earlier than this. But yeah, this one's in pretty beat up condition. I'm not sure if the wheels themselves are bad. They wobble a little bit, probably have bent axles. I'm planning a restore. I'm not going to go too drastic like my last project, the Black Phantom. This one is not going to be a brushless or anything like that. I'm sticking to era-specific parts, other than the importance to me is I will install 2.2 modern wheels and tires. That's going to be a definite, because I am going to upgrade the motor. It's going to receive full bearings. It's going to have a hobby grade RC system, radio system. And since I am going era specific regarding the parts, to me this was one of the best off-road buggies. I remember. Now, when I was younger, I had a friend who had one of these, and it would bounce around. It was very powerful. As many of you who had one or remember these remember. For its time and era, it was pretty exciting. I plan to step it up a notch in the performance, but I'm not going to do so much that's going to bend up axles and different things. I contemplated a lot whether to put like a 20 turn or a 19 turn motor. The parts for these are getting very hard to come by. I was able to, after looking on eBay for probably close to a year and a half, I did pick up a couple of sets of axles that I was able to secure. I think the rest of the parts are, they're pretty basic, standard. I was able to get them easy. I'm going to go ahead and, this is going to just be one part and many parts to this project. I am still waiting on some mail order parts. But over the next few days, my first item is going to be taking apart the gearbox, cleaning the gears, inspecting, putting some plastic gear grease, of course, rebuilding with bearings and new axle shafts. And then it'll be in a state of disassembly for a little while. I'm going to adapt a high-tech Mighty Mini servo. I have a plastic version. I may get a metal version, not sure yet. I believe a plastic one will hold up, but since it's only two-wheel drive. Now, I'm kind of excited about this project because unlike my last Radio Shack Black Phantom project, this of course employs the 540 motor, which of course is probably the most common motor there is, and has many options. And as I was mentioning, to be era specific, I was able to secure my most favorite RC motor of all time in the 540 size. Japanese components, American built. And that would be a Trinity Monster Cobalt Pro 27 turn. Pro version. And this one is rated, I'll turn it around, at 20,757 RPM. The camera's not really going to pick that up, but that's alright. Which of course, everyone that knows Trinity motors knows that this is a brushed motor that is not being made anymore. That was one of the best for torque and RPM that they ever made. Some of the Epic motors were similar that they made after this. But this one here is the beauty for stock motors. Very nice. And it's going to end up in this Golden Arrow. Well, I do have a surprise. There are going to be at least, I have 3 Golden Arrows, but there are going to be at least 2 Golden Arrows being built. One is going to be off-road Golden Arrow, and the other is going to be an on-road Golden Arrow. Oh wow, look at that. What a beauty. This I picked up on eBay. Total cost about $50. That was including the shipping. This is a nearly mint Radio Shack Golden Arrow. It was stored very nicely. Front tires are really good. Rear tires brand new. I mean, it's just like they're brand new. The rear tires are kind of dry. The front tires don't seem dry. This will probably be my on-road version because it's nicer, a lot nicer than that. Although this is not bad. So that is my monster motor. I do have another monster motor, and I also have an Epic motor. I haven't decided exactly if I will. One monster motor that I have, I've used it very little. It's the same as this one, but the RPM is 17,000 and something. I may use it in this one, or I may use this one in the on-road version, or I might just put the Epic in the on-road version. But for now, I'm pretty much going to for sure say this first one I build is going to have a monster motor. I've got a lot of ideas in my head, but I've secured the most hard to find parts. That'd be the monster motor, new rear axles, shafts. So kind of got a lot of ideas, as I mentioned, but I'm really, really excited about this project. And yeah, I'm gonna do 2 of them. These tires, you could drive them, but they would get torn up really fast just due to the age. I'm just going to remove them. I may install them on a 3rd one, I'm not sure. Probably not. But I could end up building 3 of these. I've got an idea for the 3rd one. I'll see how far I get. Alright, there'll be a part 2 coming fairly soon. I've got to get some stuff organized. I am waiting for street tires for this one. This one I already have some Schumacher Cap block blue compound for this one. Part 2, I'll get more into the gearbox, the axles, wheel adapters, because that's the main thing. Whenever you increase the power of an RC car, you need to make sure you got your tires that are going to handle the power, and you need ball bearings, and you need a servo that's up to par, which it won't be too much of an issue because it's a 2-wheel drive buggy. However, it is going to be upgraded. Hobby Electronics. Alright, there'll be more to come. Thanks for watching.